Hello, my name is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about meditation. I'm sometimes asked, how do you meditate? And so today I'm going to answer that question in terms of non-duality um, and give kind of a general, easy, all-level meditation. You could be a beginner, intermediate, advanced, it doesn't matter. It's kind of an all-level meditation. But in terms of non-duality, it helps if you cease doing as much as possible, because doing, efforting, that just reinforces the illusion of me. It's me, I've got to do something. And so this meditation is not a doing. You're not doing, you're not manipulating, you're not trying to get somewhere, you're not trying to get something. So for that period of time, you're not trying to get anything, get anywhere. You don't want to manipulate any of the experience. If something happens, you don't want to be going, no, that shouldn't be. That's trying to manipulate what's happening. All that kind of doing, let go. Awareness isn't a doing. If you're conscious and awake, you're aware. You've got no choice but to be aware. If you're conscious, awake, and the eyes are open, you see what's in front of you, whether you want to or not. You hear what's around you, whether you want to or not. Awareness is not a doing. It just happens when you're conscious and awake. And so this is an awareness meditation of a sort. You're just being aware. Also in the ceasing to do, for the period of time that you meditate, which length of time could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, however long you want. But for that period of time, cease referring to past and future. Because one of the doings and one of the things that often happens when people start meditating is they'll start thinking about what they got to do immediately after the meditation finishes. Or if something happened right prior to meditation, they'll find themselves dwelling and obsessing on what had happened just prior to the meditation starting, earlier that day or whatever. And so for that period of time that's specified, let go of past and future. For that period of time, it can wait. For that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, can wait. You don't need to refer to the future. You don't need to refer to the past. You can pick it up afterwards. For that period of time, all the focus, all the attention should be on the here and now. It doesn't matter if you meditate with your eyes open or closed, or half open, like this, as some do in some traditions. But you can also change, because if in the course of meditation you find yourself dozing off, it sometimes helps to half open or fully open your eyes. So open, half open, shut, doesn't matter. Posture doesn't really matter. You could be lying down, you could be standing, because there's standing meditations. You could be sitting. Whether standing or sitting, you want to make sure that the spine is straight but not stiff. The reason for this, of course, is it takes less effort to stand up or sit at that point. Because if you're leaning forward, there's all these muscles in the back and the shoulders that have to try to haul you back up against gravity. Your muscles are totally fighting gravity all the time, trying to keep you from falling forward. And in meditation, often the body relaxes quite fully. And so when that happens, you'll fall forward. Or if you're leaning back, you could fall back. And to stop that from happening, you want to be upright and straight. So that way it takes the least amount of effort to keep that posture. The same is true for standing meditations. You want not to be leaning forward or leaning back. You want to find an upright posture, so that way it requires very little effort to stand. In this meditation, like I said, pick a time period. In the beginning, it could be just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, a couple times a day, is quite enough to start. But you get a good, comfortable posture, and you want to just be still and quiet. This is very much like Zen meditation, because Zazen, sitting meditation, is sometimes called just sitting. You're just sitting. You're not doing anything else. In the meditation I'm talking about here, for a seated one, you're just sitting. You're not doing anything else. As I said, awareness is not a doing. And so if you're just sitting, you're being aware. If you're not doing, which means not referring to the past, not referring to the future, if you cease that doing, you'll find yourself present automatically. So just be still, be silent, and you're present. And so let's actually do this for a couple minutes or so. Now, part 2. In that quick sit, you might have noticed also the mind tends to wander, and there's a lot of potentially thought. One of the ways to basically help meditation is to not pay the mind any mind. If thoughts arise, don't beat yourself up for it. Don't try to manipulate and stop thought. Just don't pay it any mind. And put the attention on the kinesthetics of the body. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you feel? And feeling in particular, not only air currents that might, or this, if you're in the sun, you'd feel the sun. Air currents over the body, you might feel a cool breeze. But feeling also inside the body. As you inhale, do you feel the air passing through the nostrils and going down the windpipe? Do you feel the diaphragm moving, the lungs expanding, the chest, the abdomen? Do you feel all that when you exhale? Do you feel all that? There's so much to feel. As you get very, very quiet and still, it is possible to feel your own pulse. Could be in the hands, could be in the armpits, could be at the neck, could be different places of the body, but you might be able to feel your own pulse as it's going. You might feel, other things going on in the body. This is where, you don't need to really believe in energy, but it's almost energetic. You can feel a flow in the body. Because with the pulse of the pulse of the heart and the blood flow, you can feel, and you relax. It causes changes. Like you might feel the palms of your hands heating up. That kind of thing happens. And standing meditations in particular, I had studied martial arts for many years, and we did a lot of standing meditations, and your hands would heat up amazingly. But part of that was because you were very, very relaxed, and as you're relaxed and holding your hands a certain way, sometimes they would heat up because of just blood flow. A lot of times the blood flow would increase. And so there's so much to feel within the body. There's far more data inside the body and out, whether your eyes are open or closed, that it's too much for the conscious mind to keep aware of. Science has said and proven that the conscious mind only sees so much, but the subconscious or unconscious sees so much more and keeps track of it. The conscious awareness, the conscious mind, is a much tighter band of awareness. And when you try to be aware of, or not try, let yourself be aware. Allow, be open, because awareness is a receptivity. You don't need to try to see. It's not like you're going to need to go and try to see. You don't need to do that. Just be open, aware, and receptive. And let the eyes do its job. Let the ears do its job. Let the nerves of the body do its job. And just be receptive and open to all this feeling. And as you are consciously aware of all this stuff, the conscious awareness pays less mind, has less bandwidth really, to throw in extraneous thought. And again, being for that period of meditation, you have already said, past and future can wait. It doesn't apply for this period of time. If you're not paying mind to any reference to past or future, all you have is now. And all thought is either about the past or the future. Or actually, the third option is daydreaming and pure imagination with no reference to reality. Thought can never be about now. Only a second to come, a split second to come, a split second in the past. That's as close as thought can get. And so when you're very, very aware and consciously aware of so much more of what's going on, both inside the body and outside the body, thought slows. And as you practice this, see, the brain is a friend, really. You've trained it and given it the habit to think a lot, especially in times of not being busy. Oh, I've got a moment. Let's think. People do this all the time. And so when you start meditating and doing nothing for periods of time, thought sometimes bubbles up. And after returning your awareness over and over again, your attention to the now, what do you feel now? Just being openly receptive, returning to the feeling of the breath, or the weight of the body on the chair, or feeling the tingle in the hands, or feeling the pulse, maybe even hearing it in the ear. When you return to, I'm just concerned with now. The intent is now. Here and now, that's where I want to be. That's all I'm concerned about. 4, 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever period of time you picked. For that period of time, now is all I care about. The brain will slowly pick up on this intent and desire and go, oh, and kind of quiet down on its own because it won't have anything to say. And the brain really is a helpful friend. It wants to try to help. It just sometimes gets carried away with past requests. But at the beginning meditation, the rampant thoughts are sometimes an issue. Don't worry about the thoughts. Don't fight the thoughts in any way. Just don't pay them any mind. Just gently return to, what do you feel? Breath. I hear the wind through the trees and branches. I feel the wind across the skin. I feel the weight of the body in the chair. Attention tends to wander. I'm teaching meditation, not concentration. So you don't need to keep it on one focal point only and not move for 10, 20 minutes. You don't need to do that because the attention naturally wants to wander. But let it wander among the various feeling, kinesthetic, experiencing elements of here and now. Let it move from the breath to the tingle in the hand, to feeling the pulse, to the breeze, to the weight. Just let attention wander, but the focus, this is where the focus part is, it's all on here and now. Don't let it wander from here and now. And that's why you're also not trying to get anywhere. Doing this to get somewhere or to get something is future oriented. That corrupts meditation. You are just sitting to sit. Not trying to get anywhere, not trying to get anything, just sitting to sit. And so I'm hoping this helps. It's a bit of a longer video, part 1 and part 2 with the meditation in the middle. But I thought maybe the short meditation would bring up the tendency of thought, which often happens, and then I figured I would address thought on the second half. But hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below the video, and I'll try to answer them later. But if you like my videos, please subscribe. Thank you much.